What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the first episode in our new series on Project Zomboid. I'm very happy to be here today. This is a series that I'm super excited about. If you don't know, back in the day, Project Zomboid was like one of the first series I did on YouTube that actually got any form of critical reception. Like, a lot of people found it, and oh my, he's chewing on her tata. Well, methinks your husband is still in there, ma'am, assuming you were married in the first place. That wine bottle is enormous, like the Napa Valley Special. Drink it, get drunk, and then hit somebody with it. Anyways, Project Zomboid was one of the first things that I ever played on my channel. It's got a spot that's near and dear to my heart, and so I put it up on the Facebook. I said, you guys want to see Starbound? Do you want a series on Project Zomboid, or do you want a series on Stranded Deep? And I thought Stranded Deep was going to win by a long margin, but no, actually, everybody said Project Zomboid. Like, I used the Control F feature, and frankly, a lot of votes went to this, and I didn't expect it, and so there it is. Just keep chewing. Don't mind me. You know, you should get rid of that beard, though, if you're going to be chewing through human flesh. You're going to get lots of, like, parts and bits and bobs stuck up in there. It's just going to be gross over the long term. We're going to be playing survival today. I think we're going to go multiplayer for a little while. If we end up getting bored in survival mode, we might go multiplayer, just kind of, like, see what happens, see if I can sign up for Zeke's or something like that. But either way, survival mode is what we're going to do today. We'll probably go with West Point, Kentucky, because we've already done Muldraw. Muldraw, I'm very familiar with it. I know the map from front to back and can get around basically with my eyes shut. West Point, I don't often play, and so I'm thinking West Point, Kentucky's a good call. It's also got a waterfront over here, which is really good for fishing and fortifying. So I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with my playthrough, and I don't really know what there is to do. It's been such a long time since I played the game last that I think this will be a really interesting series as I sort of just rediscover the game and figure out all the various features that have been added and refined since the last time that I played. It's been a good year and a half probably since I played it in seriousness. I've streamed it once or twice, but that's not enough. Like an hour and a half of running around and just kind of like fiddling with the game, that's barely enough to get your feet wet. So this is actually semi-blind for me. I mean, I know how the game works, I know the controls, I know the maps and things like that. It's just, I don't know what new features there are, so this should surprise us. Let's get going. We gotta make our character, and there he is, running along, taking care of business. Well, since we went with a female character last time we played Project Zomboid, we're gonna go with a male character this time. I don't know if they're gonna be part of the Noodles McFlapjaw legacy either. So the name, we're gonna call him, we'll call him Corncobb. And then his last name, no, not Corncobb Torres, that doesn't fit. Corncobb Collins. Corncobb Collins like the zombie apocalypse. Corncobb Collins got himself a baseball bat, gonna smack himself some zombies. And then we've got chest hair. Hell yeah, why would you have a shaved chest in the zombie apocalypse? You know, run around here just like Wolverine, just hair everywhere, sweat, stubble. Sure, why not? Add more hair. That's not stubble, that's a goatee. That's a full-on goatee right there. You're not fooling me. We can go with the Picard. The Jean-Luc ain't doing it for me. We'll go with, we got Messi right there. Short, what does that look like? It's kind of hard to tell, but I don't know. We can go with no hair if you're into that sort of thing. You do like a Heisenberg deal right here. Say my name. That's actually pretty badass. I might have to do that. Let's just go shaved head. They don't have I have a mohawk right now, so I want my character. I'm one of those people that really likes my character to look like me, but unfortunately it's not going to work like that. Should we go with chops? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so now that we look like a CrossFit spokesman, let's get up out of here. On the top, oh, you get to choose your clothing now? We'll go with a vest. Get to choose our colors? What? How the world has changed. I think we should probably go, can you go with white? Yeah, Corncobb Collins like the white. Like that white tee, put it up on the knee, get ready to go fish out the catfish now with your hammer, go noodling. Let's see, and with the pants, probably go something like, just like some blue jeans down the bottom. Those aren't very blue. I need my blue jeans to be bluer. They're like, why is my unhappiness so important to you? I was like, because I need my pants. There it is. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Corncobb Collins ready to run himself down the road with the baseball bat and hit the zombies now. Oh, wow. They added a bunch of jobs. Holy bejeebus. They added a lot of stuff. Wow. Well, we've got a burger flipper. Gets pluses to cooking. Fitness, strength, blade maintenance. Okay. A fitness instructor. Has a lot of fitness. Obviously. It's always nice when things fit you. I hate it when I buy clothing and it doesn't fit when I get it home, even though I tried it on. It's like I bloat within 25 minutes. Lumberjack. Pretty good blade accuracy. Pretty good fitness. Strength. Nurse. Alright. A little bit of strength. Light-footed. Fitness. Alright. A veteran, you get aiming, fitness, and reloading. Doctor, wow, there's a lot of cool stuff up in here. I'm just going to go through, and you can pause if you want to and take a look at it. Know that I am eyeballing right now. The chef has a shotgun shell for some reason. No, it's a chef's hat. It's a chef's toque or whatever the hell that thing's called. That big tubey hat that they put on top. Still have no idea what that hat is for. It's just like, what... Does it disperse heat better than a normal hat? Like, what's the point of that hat? Why do you guys have to wear a goofy hat? It's like the hat that you graduate in. Like, for tradition's sake, do we all have to look like idiots while we walk up the stage? That was my question when I graduated. Just for tradition's sake, we've all got to look stupid. I got you. I got you. I'm going to go with the lumberjack, I think. We already went with, like, hairy, sideburny, chest hairy, so I think lumberjack's looking good. So now we need to go through here. We need to figure some of this stuff out. What does Corncobb Collins like to do on his weekend off? Corncobb Collins, you gotta take the agoraphobic. He gets panicked when he's outdoors. Be like the worst lumberjack ever. All thumbs. Transfers inventory items slowly. That's not too terrible. Clumsy. Deaf. Cowardly. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I don't know which ones are the smart ones either. Unlucky. I don't know if I want to take that one. Slow reader. Slow healer. I don't get bit very much, so I might go with slow healer. Oh, but it's for illness, too. That would suck. Sleepyhead needs more sleep. Short-sighted. Restless sleeper. Prone to illness. Pacifist makes you less effective with weapons. It's a little bit weird. We do have extra fitness. Extra thirst. Hemophobic. God, there's so many in here. Cannot read books. That'd actually be pretty brutal in this. From how I understand the gameplay from back when I used to play. You stand out like a sore thumb, huh? I don't really like any of these. I might just want to... Let's go with overweight, I guess. And so we'll be slightly overweight. And that'll give us 6 points to play with. It's not much. But it's something. You can go with brawler. I don't know if Corncobb Collins like to throw the fisticuffs. He is not a fan of man. He like to get down and throw down in the bar right now when they got a couple beers up inside him with Corncobb Collins. We got fast learner. Okay, that might be a good one. Leveling up is always nice. First aider. Okay. Graceful. Is that a swan? See, when I think about swans and geese, I think of them as being violent, grumpy, and angry all the time. So I never... We have foraging and trapping. Wow, we have a lot of cool stuff in here. We could go with inconspicuous if we wanted to. You can go with running. I am a runner in real life. That'd be kind of cool. You can go with stout, which I think I'll take. Let's go with stout. We'll go with stout. We are a manly man, and we're stout. We like it in, we like it out. So we've got +2 to strength from right there. We should be looking pretty badass now. Did that actually increase my strength when I did that? Oh, it did. Cool. I just wanted to make sure we weren't at max strength value already. Alright, so it's time to play der games. Games should always start off positively. I think I made a joke about that the last time I played the game too, where it's like, this is how you died. Well, you just spoiled the ending, man. How am I supposed to play the game for the next 600 hours when you just spoiled the ending? Now I know exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so welcome to Kentucky. I've already forgot. Oh yeah, we're in West Point. Is this by any chance where West Point Military Academy was? I had a teacher that went to West Point. Had like his entire career in front of him. He was going to be like a scout ranger type guy. And then he got his eye put out on a routine patrol. He got blinded. And then they just like discharged him because they couldn't do anything with him. I always figured that must be kind of disturbing. But the first thing we want to do in Project Zomboid. No, I don't need the startup menu. I'm good right here. I think I know the rules of the game. The graphics look a lot different than I remember. Everything looks a lot cleaner than back in the day. The models look a lot more 3D as well. I don't know. Let's go through here and see what we can find. This is obviously going to be the first place that we want to search since we started out here. Some dog food for Cornbread Collins, just in case Cornbread Collins want to get his dog food on. We got going on. There's a pistol. That's kind of cool. That might help out if we wanted to shoot things and be super, super conspicuous right now. Fortunately, I do not feel like being that way. We've got a reasonable amount of food. We can hold up here. So the first thing we got to be aware of is that we need to start stockpiling water, because we don't know when the power is going to go out. We don't know when the water is going to go out, and it can vary greatly. I've had it go out within like the first 25 minutes of playing. I've had it go out after like a week and a half of playing. It just sort of depends, and the more prepared you are, the better off you're going to be when it takes place, because believe you me when I say it's gonna take place. Ah, baseball bat. We are already good to go. So one of the first things you want to find in this game is a weapon. If you can't get yourself a weapon, it's going to be nasty for you, because you're going to be avoiding zombies the entire time. And so having found a weapon in the first house that we were in, that actually alleviates a lot of the stress of this game in the beginning, which is just having to like skeef around zombies all day, every day. Not skeet around zombies. That's disgusting, and I couldn't put that up on YouTube. I would get myself banned. However, it looks like... Is my eyesight bad or something? I don't know, the fog of weird, I was going to say the fog of weird. The fog of war is a little bit different than I remember it being. We're going to have to play around with this a little bit. I'm going to try and go through the back window of this house. Now, ideally, if we could have everything gathered up in this house, I think that would make me happy for a little while, and then we could decide where we wanted to go. I was going to make stipulations for this playthrough, like things that I was allowed to do and things I wasn't allowed to do, just to make it a little bit more interesting. We have a key? What does a key do? Corncobb Collins' key. Is our space all full up right now? Oh, it is. Okay, so we need to focus on finding some kind of receptacle to put all of our goodies into. Let's see. Is there a goodie? No, it's not a goodie shelf right now. Well, that's unfortunate. Carpentry for beginners, probably a smart thing to bring along later on. Watch out when you come up in these little rooms. Sometimes there's a zombie at like point blank range. I think that taking the sheets is probably a good plan too. So we'll take those. Oh, no, we're at 312 out of 16. Okay, they just changed the way. I thought it said we were at 15 out of 16. All right, they just changed the way that it displays. Gotcha. They use decimal points, which is very, very confusing to the Cornbread Collins. Let's go up inside of here. Oh, I think that zombie may have heard my shenanigans. All right, so since my shenanigans might have been perceived by an outside foe from an outside radius, instead what we shall do now, let's take all that and we'll throw it into our rather enormous pockets. If you can fit an entire aubergine and like a thing of chicken and some cherries and a baseball bat and some mustard and some sheets into your pockets, that's impressive. You need to let me know. We're walking around like MC Hammer with our power pants on, or our parachute pants. There we go, not power pants. They might be power pants. Parachute pants at power +5. There's a lot of P's in that sentence. What is this? Can I touch this? What? There you go. Just in case you wanted to weed in the apocalypse, you can do that now. I don't know why we would ever do that, but it looks like there's yogurt. I like yogurt. Yogurt's pretty good. I only like the peach yogurt, though. I don't like the peach yogurt. Oh, we got a zombie over here. Well, let's get started, shall we? Yep, back up. I'm a lumberjack. I will take you out. I remember this being a lot easier. Hopefully I'm leveling up from each one of these hits. That's all that I can really ask for. How come? Do I have to click the head, maybe? There it is. I don't know if that was just like... I'm going to try it on this one real fast. Hold on. I don't know if that was Providence or if you're supposed to do that. My God, man, you were making a mess of this. Just hit the head. That was a weird noise. Like, that was like a weird noise right there to make as a zombie. Something tells me that one was a bit of a sadist. She's like, hit me again. Hit me harder. Hit me with the bat one more time. I'd be like, this is really approaching the point of illegality. I don't know if I feel good about this. Even if it is consensual, this is making me very, very uncomfortable right now. I feel like I need an adult. Let's go inside the house, see what we got going on in here. The parachute pants of power +5, just like I had back in 1994. Let's see, we got a little bit of a can opener. That's probably a helpful thing to have if you're going to have a lot of canned stuff around. We got a water bottle right there. I should probably fill up my tummy with waters from the sink. Num 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 num. Now, you would hope that he would do it the way you're supposed to, which is where you take your hands and you fill it up and you drink out of your hands. Because one thing I know, my family was very, very religious, and Jesus hates it when you don't drink out of your hands. He sends you home from the army. He's like, hey, if you don't drink out of your hands, GTFO, son. If you just dip your face down in the water. You can't be one of those people that sucks on the spigot either. Us kids, back when I was in kindergarten, like first grade, second grade, primary school, essentially, for those of you from Europe, like, there was two kinds of kids. There was kids at the water fountain that drank from the water that went up in the air, and then there was the kids that wrapped their entire mouth around the spigot. And you got to get on top of that. Like, I don't know if you have yard narcs at your school, or the people with like the walkie-talkies that keep track of that, but seriously, stop kids from doing that. Oh, it's so nasty. So nasty. I've seen them do it at the park, too. You're just like, no, don't put that in your mouth. Oh, my God. Well, if your immune system wasn't strong before, it should be looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger at this point. That's if you survive, I guess. What is a mirror for? There's a lot of new items in this game. Toothpaste and a toothbrush, obviously. You gotta have good oral care. If you don't have good oral care, how can you survive the apocalypse? Your teeth don't be falling out. Now, I don't want to bring it up too much because Cornbread Collins is missing a few teeth already, but I'm just saying, can I turn on the TV? No. We can't watch TV. Turn on the TV. And what do you see? Ooh, put that on my back. Yeah, normal hiking bag. Let's get on out here, although it looks a bit like a duffel. These zombies are looking kind of sluggish. Look, it's the communal trash pile. Every neighborhood has one of those. I can't even tell you half the stuff I found on the ground living in the city. It's gnarly. There are so many nasty things. Please die. Please die. I'm gonna knock you down real fast. Please die. Yeah, one down. I don't run. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I don't avoid zombies. I just kill them outright because that's the kind of just glorious bastard that I am. And not in like the Quentin Tarantino sense. Like I don't run around like killing Nazis or anything like that. At least not right now. If these were Nazi zombies, I might be a little bit more aggressive about it. And I'm pretty aggressive to begin with. But what I'm saying is that I am not likely to run away unless I am really outgunned. Like I'm the kind of person that stands my ground and just pistol whips the hell out of a zombie because they looked at me wrong. I'd be like, what? You giving me that dead-eyed stare, son? I invented the dead-eyed stare. You don't want to come at me like that. I got a baseball bat and nothing to lose. You know what's in my pockets right now? Keys. That's it. Keys and an eggplant. I hate eggplant. That's all we have to dine on tonight. I don't think I've ever had eggplant, now that I think about it. Now that we're on the subject, is eggplant good or is it gross? It seems like it would be gross. It's the wrong color. It's an alien color. Foods should not be purple, except for grapes. And I don't even like purple grapes. I like the green ones better. The green ones are way better. Did I go up inside this house already? We need to start clearing off the block. That's actually why I'm super aggressive with the zombies right now. Is because we need to make sure that there's not too many of them roving around getting us into trouble. Check the front door, then we'll see if we can go through the front window right here. They do circulate on their own. So if you don't know how the zombies work, essentially you can think of them as actually being a fluid. That's the best way to think about the zombies in this game. So if you put a little bit of water in the bottom of a pot and you just sort of like swish it around with some food coloring in there, the food coloring is the zombies. They just sort of move around randomly. But let me close that off real fast. Whenever one door opens, a window opens as well because Corncobb Collins is good at burglary. Let's get up in and we'll put that inside of there. I should probably take all this stuff and make it less awkward. How do I... Can I maybe... you can do it. That's how you do it. I was going to say, I was trying to shift click like we were in Windows or something. There we go. That'll work. And then we could just drag all that stuff into there. Clumsy would have made it so it takes a long time to transfer items around. And actually, that was one of my things the last time I played the game, is that it took me forever to like move items around in between episodes. And so I prefer to avoid that as much as possible. Got some extra socks. You want to wear some socks, the Cornbread Collins? They're pink socks. I don't know where I got them. I think I got them from the discount section at Target. They were like 85 cents for some socks. Got toothpaste right there. And let's see what we got going on with... There's our... Well... Let's just eat the yogurt for right now. Probiotic health. It makes you poop good. Alright, so now that we got our probiotic... What, did you lick the... You gotta make sure you lick the tinfoil. That's like the most important part. Did that not work? What's going on here? Did I already strip this place? I feel like I've been here. Oh, a battery. Yeah. Those things would be at a premium in the apocalypse. Tomato seeds. I'm actually going to bring everything along with me because I have no idea what I should... Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whew. Glad to see they're still using that gimmick to scare people. It worked. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Oh, my God. My heart feels like it's in my underpants right now. Brick toys. You can put those down. Even the zombie apocalypse feels the pain when you step on a Lego. Let's see. Actually, Legos aren't that bad as long as you don't step on them cat-a-corner. That's really the secret. Like, there was always that meme. There was always that thing on the internet where people were like, oh, yeah, my secret code for whether I've looted a place, I leave the door open. I'll bring that up right now. I leave the front door open if I've looted it. And so we'll go back to our house real fast. You would probably do best not to sprint and run in this game. That thing that I'm doing right now, don't do that. I kind of feel like there's not that many zombies. Like, maybe zombies need to step their game up. Like, I didn't raise the difficulty enough, but then again, I didn't really think about it either. This little house over here. See, this is what I'm looking for. I'm tired of apartment living. I need to get like a house or like a condo or something. I don't know. People keep telling me that like renting is not a good idea. And because I just believe things that people tell me, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore then. Please don't go off. House alarm. Good. This house is way too small. This house wouldn't have an alarm on it. You could look at the neighborhood and you'd be like, there's not a burglary alarm in this house. Are you kidding me right now? No way. Not a chance. The bigger ones in other neighborhoods, I've never seen a small house with a burglar alarm. I think I brought that up the last time I played the game, too. You don't see that many burglar alarms in this neighborhood. It's just, there's no point. Like, Let's go with that right there. Okay, so we're going to get lots of receptacles. The reason being is that we're going to fill them up with water for later. We got some pepper. I don't know if I need pepper. There's some yeast right there. Oh, I hate the smell of yeast. The smell of yeast is the worst. It grosses me out. It's actually because when I was a kid, a long, long time ago, I had to get a merit badge for, like, making bread from scratch or something for something that I was in. I don't know. It was like the super, super mega Christian version of Boy Scouts. And so anyways, we had a random thing for making bread from scratch, and so a local lady, my friend's mom, came over and showed me how to make bread from scratch. Actually, you had to boil the milk, and then you had to take, like, the nasty, like, skin off the top of the boiling pot, and, like, we really did it from scratch. And so having made the bread from scratch, what I remember is that all day that yeasty smell. Oh, Christ. Alright, time to vacate the premises. That one apparently had a burglar alarm. Very, very worried about their stuff. So what we want to do right now is we kind of just want to lay low. If you hide inside the trees, they should just walk right by. Oh, nope, unless that one tries to bite me and then scares the hell out of me. Okay, so we managed to siphon off a couple here, but it's a manageable number, so at least that's a good thing. This one right here, I'm going to call her Old Stumbly. Take out Old Stumbly with one swing right there. Lay down now, Old Stumbly. No. There will be no biting taking place. There we go. That one got that one. I think about 3 is usually where I draw the line for standing my ground with some of these. I think it made the crushing sound for actually killing. No? Is that one dead? Which one's dead? There's a lot of blood around right now, so we just got to make sure that everything has been finished that needs to be finished. The new line of sight system is actually kind of difficult. You have a lot of blind spots and things like that. I think they actually increased it. The cone of vision, it's nasty now. You got to figure it out. You got to get a feel for it. Things can sneak up on you. And so that's a couple more zombies taken care of. The nice thing is now that the burglar alarm went off, it's actually going to centralize all the zombies over that way, so we can loot in this direction a little bit easier. Now, some of them will get stuck on bushes and trees and things like that, because zombies love their foliage. However, if we keep an eye out and we're just careful about this whole thing, it should be perfectly fine. That's a serious grease spot right there. Like, somebody should really put down some kitty litter. Take care of your neighborhood. I mean, honestly, you live here. Who shits where they eat like that? And I'm like, well, almost every animal sits. Well, no, they don't, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, only really, really nasty animals shit where they eat. Even, like, baby birds, like, poop outside the nest. They, like, stick their little butts out and they're like, bwank. And they just, like, fire it out the side. This might make us some friends. But we need to level up our melee skill, and until we do it, it's going to be a little... There we go. We got to level up our melee skill. And so I'm actually going to be picking a lot of the fights that we're going to be participating in. I should be looting the bodies, too, because the bodies are a really, really good source. Can I jump this fence? Oh, you can. Alright, so a couple little loose clusters down here. Looks like it's 8 o'clock at night, so our visibility is about to go down as well as their visibility. Let's just be very, very careful. There's a big group over there. I don't know what they're after or what they're doing. They're having themselves a little powwow, a conversation like, alright, so when Corncobb Collins comes over here, everybody shamble around like we're not paying attention, but we're actually paying attention. It'll be hilarious. We'll grab him real fast. All these doors are shut. That zombie appears to be markedly aware of the fact that I am here. I thought that said Pharma Thug. It's like a new gangster line of pharmacology for those who really enjoy the urban lifestyle. Pharma Thug. Wrap you in a rug. Give your hair a tug when we put you in the rug. That Pharma Thug stuff. Alright, it's time to leave. This is getting a little bit rowdy. We're going to make a little bit of noise doing this, but if we do this smartly, we should be able to get... We're a little bit close to town. Like, this is a bit of a high-hazard location to be if you're trying to get around safely. We are panicked as hell at the moment. Our character is apparently not used to the sight of the Walking Dead. It's something that confuses him and excites him in a way that is not positive. Let's go around the back side of the building right here. I don't want to drag them all back to my house. That's the main thing that we're trying to accomplish right now. And so in going around the back of the building, what we want to do now is we're going to cut this way, use it as a blind spot. Go very, very slowly like so. And that'll be our first day in Project Zomboid. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode, the first episode of Project Zomboid. In the next episode, we'll try and get this place better fortified. I will see you all later. Hi-do, everybody!